Let's go to Kristen now, listening in Iowa. Hi, Kristen.
Thank you for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
You're
And
welcome.
I just want to say how astonished I am about how your show comes full circle. And whether I agree with what you're saying or don't agree or anything, we talked about reckless. We talked about, personal commitment and commitment to family, and don't follow the crowd just because, think about what God tells you to do. Be prepared. Think about what you can do during family time. Prepare for whether it's a crisis of community like the corona, or whether it's a personal crisis like coming up on death, or preparing your family for being closer with God. I mean, we talked about all of those things, and it's amazing to me how well it fits in to the crisis that's going on in the world.
Thank you. Thank you.
This
I mean, we're all in it
pandemic
together,
is,
right, Kristen? So we all have to look at these
right.
things shoulder to shoulder and face it directly, don't you think?
I think so too. And I think that preparation is so key in things like this. I don't know what's going on in China. I don't know what's going on in Italy. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world. And I know that my community is relatively safe. I mean, we've had 18 cases maybe, and 3 or 4 of them fatal. But I'm in the middle of the country. I'm not at a port where most people come in or do things. And I know that my child is coming home from college, and they have told her, you're not coming back. It's going to be 3 weeks for sure, and you're going to do your classes remotely. And I just think, like Christ says, you watch the sign of the times. I don't want to go into Costco and fight over toilet paper, but if I have coronavirus, I don't want to go to the grocery store and go shopping, because that puts my neighbors in danger.
I agree.
When my bishop says to me, don't go to Mass, I don't think that was a reckless decision. I think that was a thoughtful, prayerful decision that says, my community is in danger, and I don't want to endanger my flock.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kristen. I don't in any way assume recklessness on the part of any bishops who do this. I'm sure that they're all doing it in connection with medical professionals and those who are charged with trying to help public health stay as good as it can be. So yes, I mean, there's the question about at a time like this, is there a way to do a both and, where we can have the sacraments available for people? I mean, all of us need the sacraments. So is there a both and approach to doing this as opposed to, no sacraments? And I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but I do want to pay attention to the medical professionals who are giving the bishops advice. And I don't want to second guess the bishops at all, but I think that's something we should make clear so people don't get the wrong idea,
I absolutely agree. And I didn't really get that from you or anything that you said. But I'm just going back to the whole show as a buildup of, I can't do this without God. I can't do this kind of thing in my community or in my life or anything at all without, an open-handed, God, I have this problem. Can you help me with that? And so I completely understand how people need Mass. They need the sacraments, and they need, to be more close to God and really just be there and know his presence. But maybe, like you were saying, adoration, or even online adoration, or some way to keep you and your family connected together and calm. And I don't have an answer. I just wanted to make a comment about how if the bishop says, maybe you guys shouldn't come, that's not a small decision. I don't think that was,
I agree.
And I don't think it's being hyped up at all. I think that I'm the crazy prepper who has 15 months of stuff in my basement anyway. I'm not the person who is unprepared for anything. But, when they say that Costco shelves are out of toilet paper, I pay attention.
Yep.
And
if you go to my Twitter feed,
a really good point.
If you go to my Twitter feed the day before yesterday, I think it was, I posted a brief video that one of my colleagues sent me. She was in Costco. This is in Raleigh where she lives. And she went in to buy canned tuna and toilet paper. And she was just astonished because the line, you can't even see the beginning, where the checkout takes place. The shopping carts and all the people from the checkout lines all the way to where she stood is so far you can't even see the end. And then she turns her phone and you can see the line going all the way through the store and out the door into the parking lot. And she just gave up and went home. And I could understand how, unlike you, Christine, you've been preparing and you've kind of been putting away things for a rainy day. There's so many people who've never done that. And so they're in for the shock of their lives. That's this is another reason, if I can add this in. I love what you're saying. And another reason for those who have been preparing is so we can help people who haven't prepared. So we'll have some extra food to give to them if it comes to that. Hey, you're out of toilet paper? I got some extra toilet paper. Here, buy me a cup of coffee down the road.
Yeah, you're out of food. Here's some rice.
Right, right.
Yeah. And don't
so we
forget
can help
coffee.
them.
That's very important. I would not be okay without my coffee.
And red wine, as long as we're at it. Let's add that to the list as well.
Yes. Well, they say that coronavirus dissipates with 60% alcohol. So don't, maybe we need a little bit of alcohol in there too. You never know.
For medicinal purposes. Well, if you're interested, and those who are listening may not have caught it on yesterday's show, but I shared I think it was from the Centers for Disease Control, they posted a do-it-yourself formula to make really effective hand sanitizer out of household things. So like the rubbing alcohol that you probably have in your medicine cabinet, hydrogen peroxide, a little bit of glycerin. You can make a 99.9% effective germ-killing hand sanitizer at home, and you can make it at any quantity you want. And we've posted that on the show Twitter feed. Kaylin, if you would retweet that to bump it up to the top, that'd be great. So no one needs to go without hand sanitizer.
And I have to say, it's excellent that you're doing that, because I've emailed the CDC. Their website is a little tricky to navigate. So, how much should you prep? What should you do? What precautions should you take? Those things are a little bit harder to find if you don't already know where to look or what to do. So you're retweeting those kind of things, and, aloe vera and, vodka, if that's all you have, is going to work, rather than, fighting for that one little thing of hand sanitizer that might not last you a week. You don't want to be in those crowds. Nobody should be.
I agree.
But these do-it-yourself kind of things are so important. And do it with your family. Maybe you all want to sit around and jar up some hand sanitizer, and that's the craft you do for today.
Yeah, and then let's take it a step further, Kristen. I'm going to have to move forward, but I love your call very much. I'm so glad you called me today. Then, once you've made your big cauldron of hand sanitizer, get a bunch of the small bottles and maybe go to a dozen of your neighbors and hand them out. Say, hey, the Centers for Disease Control, the World Health Organization, has shown how you can make very effective hand sanitizer, and we've made it. And here are the ingredients, and we thought we'd give you a bottle just so you had it on hand. I mean, talk about neighborliness. Yeah. That would be a great thing to do.
And stay the course, because this thing is not going away. They don't make multi-million-dollar decisions because it's a hoax. They don't.
I agree with you. I truly agree with you. You're a voice of reason, Kristen. Thank you.
For more of The Patrick Madrid Show, visit relevantradio.com/Patrick.